Okay, I should be live. I'll double check whenever some people catch in here. Let me see here. I see nothing on my actual stream. There we go. Yeah, I should be live. Oh god, double check. Horrible. Okay, let me make sure my settings are on point here. 1080p, 60 FPS should be good. Okay, awesome. So it's probably gonna be a little bit till some of you guys get on. It's been a bit since I've done any streaming, so actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a Mythic Plus on my warrior here. So that this should be fun. Waiting for like crackling ice or some of my regulars to pop in. Of course, it's been a little bit since I've actually streamed, so let me bring my open broadcast over a little bit so I can see. Hold on one second. I see that the screen's a little bit on the cutoff side here, and I know why that is, but I have to fix it. There we go. Now I should be good. Awesome. Let's call this Mythic. Okay, so a Mythic plus 6. Okay. So, let's go ahead and start the dungeon. Mythic plus. Cathedral of Eternal Light. That's what I have for. Okay. 890. Level 890. List group. I'll hit auto except for now. So we'll go ahead and get this going. Let me go ahead and check all my dailies. Okay. Let's go ahead and upgrade them a little bit here. Not a lot of artifact power. Nope. That should be good for now. So let's see if anybody feels like doing Mythic plus 6. I think I'm in a guild of some sort. Here, I'll call it that for now. That'll work. So, while I wait for more people to jump in here, and let me bring up my OBS so I can see what's going on here. Let's make this a little bigger here. Nope, not move it. Let's try one again. Okay, so this is an RX 550 for those of you who haven't seen it before. Yeah, black my head. I do have a video coming out shortly, soon, when I freaking find time to actually do YouTube, which I wish would be a lot more than what it is now. But it's against the GT 1030 in CUDA acceleration. And to give you a little bit of a preview, I also put it up against my GTX 1080. So that's actually pretty interesting, your results. It's I did a 5-minute Adobe Premiere render, and I don't want to spoil it yet because I did the results. I just haven't actually put it into the graph and done the video, but I'm going to go say I don't think you guys are going to expect the answer unless you've tried it before. I thought I made the wrong decision, but it turns out that I made the right decision for my buddy. So definitely happy to see that where we cut costs seem to make sense for what we want to do. So okay, that's Suamar. I guess I'll do... I hate Suamar so much. Or Suramar, whatever the hell it's called. I just don't like the zone. I really just don't like the zone. So... might be a little late for a lot of people. I'll live stream for 10-15 minutes, see if I can get anybody on. See, I don't have flying. That's what I don't like about this. But so let's talk about some upcoming videos. So possibly we could see Ryzen 3 versus i3. I would like to do that. What I think I'll do is I gotta take a trip up to Micro Center because I have our 1700X and the board needs to be replaced. So my thoughts is go get that replaced, and while I'm up there, pick up, you know, a Ryzen 3 and i3 board and CPU as cheap as I possibly can. Buy a mid-range graphics card if I can find like a 1050 Ti, 1060, RX 570, something of that range. If I can find something around that, that would be ideal. Because, oh, there we go. That would be ideal because, you know, I'm going to be selling, you know, some of that stuff to recuperate some cost associated with it. But I don't want to necessarily put up against a 1080 because while the... So, here's the general understanding. Is the reason why you pair, you know, a Ryzen 5 with a really high-end GPU is you basically want the end-all be-all. If you take all of the, you know, here we go, that's what I was looking for. Maybe? No. If you take all of the bottleneck out of it, excuse me, that's what I was looking for. Bottleneck was the word. Which ones be better? So that's the reason why you do stuff like that. Okay, I actually need to go down here. So nobody realistically actually pairs those. Oop. Let me actually do this here. So nobody's going to take a 1080 and pair it with, you know, like I said, a, damn it, not what I wanted. With a low-end CPU like that. There's no doubt about that. But the thing is you want to remove the bottleneck because down the road, if you ever run into, say, that kind of bottleneck, you're going to basically want to be like, okay, so if I upgrade the GPU down the road, you know, which CPU is going to bottleneck me first? And that's pretty much why they do tests like that. So there is a little bit of merit for it. I don't like them because... you know, I get what it accomplishes. I'm just not a fan of running, you know, a really high-end GPU with a low-end CPU, or vice versa, for testing, because people often feel like they're out of place. This isn't the kind of results. People generally want to see, oh, I'm going to pair a Ryzen 3 1200 with a 1050 or a 1050 Ti. What kind of performance could I expect to get? And while, like I said, the other tests definitely have some merit to it, I feel like people feel they're a little put off because that's not, you know, a test that they really care about. They actually want to see what their setup is going to look like. So that's why I like doing those particular kind of ooh why I like to do those particular kind of, you know, design setups, whatever you want to call it, because it really, I think, relates with the end user a lot better for what I do. So that's why I'd like to do a mid-range and a top-tier graphics card, because I want to do videos of both. Just to show somebody, you know, what it can look like, what the performance looks like, and stuff like that. That's what I was looking for that. Alright, let me knock out. Watch just a regular lead. That's not actually that interesting. I think I might go. No one really cares about that. You're an idiot. If it wasn't for the fact this mage could wreck my day. I would go kick a shit in. But alas, I'd probably get wrecked, so yeah. Yeah, I found some friends. Sweet. I love playing arms. Arms is so much damage. I'm gonna give it to about 20 after. If I can't get anybody, I might stop the stream. I think I did it a little bit too late. Which is fine. I mean, it is what it is. I think a lot of people may not be on this late. That, and I haven't streamed a fair bit as well, so. I need to find some more spiders here. I wonder if 890 is too high of a requirement. I almost feel like it might be. Okay, so. Whoops. So, if I can do this right. So yeah, I should be able to burn her in a couple hits. Hey, 8 million. There you are. Okay. It's been a bit. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I still don't know what I want to do with this channel, to be brutally honest, and I feel like I don't know if I should just keep streaming all the time or not. You know, I like to keep my content kind of regular, but hey, whichever. I mean, you know, maybe I do need to start streaming more. And the running joke is, okay, you guys can't tell. You know, a lot of streamers say, yeah, I would stream my underwear. Yeah, that's definitely the case right now. So I just gotta remember not to get up on camera or disable one of the two. I don't even remember how to get out of here, to be brutally honest. I want to say possibly this way, maybe? You know what? Screw it. Just getting out of here. No, because I don't know how to let you. Let me see something here. Automatically block spam messages. Okay, I disabled it. See if it lets you. If it does, great. I'm not 100% sure how. Darn it. I mean, nobody wants to do Mythic Plus today. Here, let me get flying to where I need to be here. And head back to Suramar. So, we're close so I can get to there. So, bringing up OBS here. Yeah, see my giant head. So, here's a graphics card for you. So you say you need a good graphics card for a crappy computer. Depending on what your specs are, this actually may not be bad. It's an RX 550. I'd probably step up to a 560, but some of you guys have been asking about when my CUDA versus OpenGL video is coming. The answer to your question is soon. I have the results. I don't have the video scripted. I don't script my videos. I honestly just voice over and wing it. But it is coming. Like I said, I do have the results. I honestly don't know how to change this. Let me see here. Yeah, I don't know how to change it in the chat. If you could tell me, I'd be more than happy to fix it, because having links would definitely be very useful for me. Let me see here. Okay, allow comments. Yeah, I don't see anywhere that says other than block spam messages. That's all I see as an option. So what I need, congrats, I did see that. What I need from you, Hector, is to give me some information. So I'm going to presume it's most likely pre-built, because you said it's small. If you can give me the model number and or the specs, I believe I'd be able to recommend something, ideal for you. I will warn you that there is very little graphics cards between $150 and $400 right now. So it's basically go like lower mid-range to high-end, and there's really like nothing in between. Oh god, I'm not where I need to be. I'm gonna get where I need to be. Okay, to answer that question, yes. That's also going to depend on where your temperatures are at. I sit, where do I sit? Like mid-60s, and I have an AIO. So if you're south of 80, I think you're doing a pretty good job, personally. Alright, sorry man. If you want to go ahead and leave a comment later, I'll try to see if I can answer your question. But as for the RX 550 versus GT 1030, that was so I have the video up right now. Spoiler, no, not spoiler. You should watch it. It's a very compelling video. I actually expected one card to do significantly better than the other, and it was a lot closer. And then my CUDA acceleration versus OpenGL was very interesting. So much so, I had to bring in my GTX 1080 and also do nothing but CPU encoding, or well, software encoding, to see what offered the best performance. And like I said, I have the results. However, I'm not going to spoil it. I don't like to do that. But yeah, so whenever I get a little bit more time, you know, I'll definitely get the video up. And like I said, I do apologize. I go on vacation soon, and work's been really busy and things like that. And I've been sick, actually. I was sick last week, so been sick a lot. That's good. I probably hover in the 50s. How much is your 1060 cost? I'm curious. If I remember correctly, I'm not sure. Are you in the United States or somewhere else? I can't remember off the top of my head. Here, let me go ahead and turn my sound volume down here. Sound. Actually, let's turn it. Keyboard set. Let's just turn it down here. Yeah, ideally, it's about your, you know, what your actual load temps are when in the programs you use, not necessarily synthetic. The only reason why I ever want to run a synthetic test is going to be to make sure it's stable. Whoops, did not mean to attack him. Why do people refuse to stay for more than like 2 minutes? It's annoying. I think people think Mythic Plus requires like 900 eye level to be considered. I think like 894, yeah. I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. But, so before some of you guys jumped in, I would like to do a Ryzen 3 i3 kind of, not standoff, but yeah, that. Just because I think that there's going to be a lot of market for a Ryzen 3 chip. I think taking a Ryzen 3, pairing it with a 1050 Ti is really a sweet spot to get into gaming. And nice. Is a really nice sweet spot to get into gaming. It's going to be a computer that you'll have to invest about $600 to $650 into. It should play most games in higher detail 1080p. That's definitely going to be very important. And okay, you're from Siberia. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I thought you weren't in the States, but I wasn't sure. But with the Xbox One X coming out, it's definitely going to make things difficult outside your specific games, League of Legends, World of Warcraft, things like that. With how much power the One X is going to be offering. Which, for those of you who don't know, it's basically going to be an RX 580 level power. It's really going to be hard to recommend building your own computer, given, you know, why not save $200 and get a more powerful console? And we haven't seen that since the original Xbox, so. For stability, I generally like to run it overnight. I don't like to run like Pro 95. I believe IDA 64 is pretty good with not spiking up voltages. But I do like a several hour test. I'll be honest, when I'm doing a stability test for a customer, I generally don't overclock computers I sell. And the reason behind that, unless it's a friend of mine, or if it's a one tick overclock where you just hit a button and go. I have a fair bit of experience with overclocking. I definitely don't have the most experience out there by any stretch of the imagination, but I will do overnight stress tests simply for stock, just to make sure that there's no issues with executing and things of that nature. So. Let's get back to here. I actually have to go to Suramar. Not fun. No, I hate doing notices. Well, I actually have to go protection for this because I get a little overzealous doing this one. I think, is this the closest I can get? Yeah. I feel like I might have to tank this. I really don't feel like tanking tonight. Maybe you'll see my health and think I'm actually like a really geared DPS. That'd be pretty cool. So, but yeah, so I really want to do a Ryzen 3 versus i3 build. That's something I really want to do. I don't think it will cost me a ton of money. If I can snag a GTX 1050 Ti for a good deal, I might do that because I want to do 2 videos. One video is going to be relatively straightforward, and that's going to be we're going to pair it with the 1080, and we're going to say, okay, with all bottlenecks removed, which one's a better CPU? And then the next video is going to be what can I build for $650 or whatever. So that's kind of where I want to go with that. As useful as, you know, trying to figure out what bottlenecks what and everything like that, I still feel that, and I was talking about this earlier before everybody got on, I feel that people relate better to pairing a $100 CPU with a $150 graphics card. And I don't want to say put more stock into that. I mean, the tests are valid. You know, you want to see when you remove, I know, when you remove all bottlenecks, you know, which one's going to be better. However, you know, I think a lot of people can relate to having the same graphics card as what I'm testing because, let's be honest, nobody that I know of, and I mean nobody, is going to pair a $100 CPU with a, you know, $500 graphics card. Like, nobody does that. But I understand why the need for that is there. So, you know, because the general idea is 4 years down the road, I want to still be able to be a CPU, but my GPU is going to be twice as strong. What do I do? Which one's going to be able to answer that question? You know, how long can I keep the CPU going? Ideally, I want to say most CPUs should be able to stay current if you buy it for, you know, 3 to 5 years. Now, that's generally like when you buy top end. So when you're buying, you know, my 2600K, I replaced 2 years premature. I wouldn't say it's a really relevant CPU nowadays, but if you're in the mid-4s on it, there's really no reason to upgrade to KB Lake at this point, especially with hopefully Coffee Lake adding a lot more performance over KB Lake, or do what I did, which is go to Ryzen because it offers a lot more tangible improvements other than that. I'm stuck tanking. Damn it. I really didn't want to tank. Yeah, I know, I am working on the rep, by the way. It should not have allowed that to happen. That was weird. I was under the impression it to still fulfill the rules regardless. Problem solved. I hate this part. I think we're doing Cathedral of Darkness, or whatever the hell it's called. Mythic 6+. There we go. But yeah, there's a fair bit. I'm not sure if you guys have kept up with Threadripper or not, but and granted these are AMD's test results, so keep that in mind. But Threadripper scored about 200 or 300 Cinebench points higher on their 12 core than Intel's 10 core. Now, from an outsider looking in, you're saying, well, of course, genius, it has 2 more cores and 4 more threads. And obviously, if AMD trimmed down to 10 cores, it wouldn't do as well. Correct. I don't think AMD is going to try to beat Intel on, we have a processor that offers better performance per core. I think they're going to say, and their theory behind it is, oh, you want to spend X amount of money? Well, we have the best product for you at that price. So that's going to remain pretty interesting for a while. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people who I've talked to really downplay the importance of, pricing. Yeah, people are going to say, well, I don't care about price. Well, that's fine. You don't care about price, but most people who are going to buy this product do. And let's be honest, why did he leave? I thought he was, well, probably losing both of them. Oh well. I guess I have to remake the group. Yay. Anyway, where I was going with that was, and I think I've made this point multiple times before, even content creators, everybody has a budget. I've never had anybody say, oh, I don't have a budget, I'll spend $1 million. They're going to want the best bang for their buck regardless, because even as a business, you can always allocate funds. If you have a project, you can always allocate funds other places. So whether that's software, hardware, future development, it could be a plethora of places that you can invest your funds. Personnel, advertising, using it on social media marketing. So to go and say, and this was actually a post that Shoddy on the forums made, it says, if I'm going to want the best, so I'm going to go ahead and buy Intel's, 18 or 16 core processor because AMD's is not going to be as good. And I would go to say, great, but nobody else does that. I mean, there are, but that's going to be people with, that's going to be actually consumers with a lot of money. Good example, my buddy John Blankenship. I'm not going to say there's a lot of money now, but he used to race, and he had a fair bit of money. I built him a computer, cost $5,000. It's probably worth a fifth of that now. But he said to me, I have no budget, build me the best possible computer, and I did. Very few businesses will actually be like that. Like, that's who those CPUs are targeting. So they're targeting prosumers. They're targeting people with small businesses, people that are content creators. And those people would rather spend $1,000 on something else, even if it means keeping money in their pocket. Not calling greedy, I'm saying that's where they want to keep their money. So I really think Intel is actually going to struggle the next year and a half, because nothing from Coffee Lake is showing that it's going to be formidable. So, from at this point, logic is going to say that Coffee Lake or Cannon Lake or whatever is coming up down the road here is really not going to offer much in the realm of performance, 5, maybe 10%, and they're going to struggle to compete on the consumer platform, which, yeah, I agree. They definitely have been struggling on the consumer platform. Ryzen, now there's a lot of conflicting posts and information, so you can't take it to the bank necessarily. But Ryzen, any way you look at it, has definitely taken a nice chunk out of Intel's market share in a short period of time. Ryzen 5 being probably the one that really has made the difference. And then the high-end desktop, I think that's going to be where the bigger blows will be taken from Intel, is that at any price point, you either have a Ryzen chip that's competitive or a Ryzen chip that is better. And what I mean by that is you take $1,000, okay? So for $1,000, you can buy yourself an i9 7900 processor, okay? So that's going to give you 10 cores, 20 threads, mid 3 gigahertz speed, okay? Now, if you look at what AMD offers for that price, they're going to offer a 16-core, 32-thread with a 4 gigahertz boost. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to be on all cores or a couple cores, but their base clock is in the low, I think, like 3-4. Okay, so you're essentially going to get something that has very similar single-thread performance. I don't believe that their Xeons are going to be much better than AMD's, Epic chips. I don't think so, or Threadripper, not Epic. And the clock speed, so you guys may or may not have read that Intel's having issues with thermals, VRMs, and things like that on their high-end desktop chips. So you're not going to overclock these very much, if at all, okay? So you're going to have, almost the same per-core performance that, Intel's offering on AMD for the same price. So as a content creator, why would I spend an extra any bits of money and get less performance? You would literally have to almost double your investment to get any tangible increase in performance. Okay, so I don't have a lot of experience with Hyper 212 on Ryzen, because the CPU it was on is a CPU with a bad heat sensor. Now, I have used the Hyper 212 many times. I've used it on a Kaby Lake i5, and I've used it on a Sandy Bridge i7, and a multitude of other CPUs as well. I would say that you're going to get better cooling, but you're probably not going to be able to get it much faster. To get Ryzen comfortably at 4 gigahertz at a good temperature, like me and you, we don't really want to run north of 60 for everyday usage. I think that you will have to go with an AIO for that if you want to hit that. Now, I'm running about the same voltage as you, and I'm hitting upper or lower 60s under max load synthetic, while I'm hitting low 50s, upper 40s, low 50s. So I think the Hyper 212 is going to help you decrease temperature, but I'm not sure if it's going to give you any more overclocking headroom versus what you already have, if that makes sense. So it's a really, really good buy for the price. But if you want to get close to 4 gigahertz with keeping a good, comfortable temperature, AIO like an H100i or the Kraken X62 is one of the best AIO coolers out there. So I have to relist my group. Wait. There we go. Let me just just hit auto invite just because, or auto accept. So, so not to be a dead horse, I know I said, but if you're good with your overclock, you just want better cooling, Hyper 212 is the way to go. If you want to take it to 1.4, 1.42 with better cooling, you have to go AIO. That's generally the consensus on that. Holy crap, I just randomly spiked up to 4 people watching. Interesting. Go take him out real quick. What am I actually doing, by the way? What is this? Okay, I have to kill loyalists. I think I remember this. Not necessarily. I just know you're gonna have more trouble hitting it if you don't go with an AIO. I think you don't have enough cooling overhead to keep it at the safe temperatures that you want it with the Hyper 212. Okay. Oh god. Oh god, what did I do? I'm dead. That was a bad idea of mine. Really bad idea of mine. Oh, sweet. This thing can fly. Did not know this. Useful. Definitely useful. I'm just gonna let them do all the work. Yeah, Ryzen is a little bit difficult to overclock because what ends up happening is generally you bottom out at like 4 gigahertz for the most part, top out rather, 4 gigahertz. And you need insane amount of voltage to go any further. So that's usually what you run into. I do need to get flying though, you are right. It would, but I'm not really familiar with that particular AIO cooler. Oh, sweet. So I can't really give an opinion on that. I do know the H100i version 2, which is what I use, does a good job. So here, I'll pull this up here really quick. Let me show you monitor. So let me actually add a screen here. Display. D2. So playing WoW, this is where my package temperature is, 34. This is where my CPU temperature is. I don't really get much hotter than that. So oh, I gotta fly over here. Okay, let's go ahead and go to dungeon, start, auto. Okay, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I shall return. Okay, I'm back. I'll go ahead and turn the webcam back on. There we go. So, show you my settings. This is why I run. And I'll show you why here. So, wait. Damn it. Hold on a second. Why am I running 60 FPS? Display, advanced settings, display settings, monitor. What the heck? Is this one running at 60 FPS too? Should be running over 100. Let's try this. Display settings. Advanced. That's probably why. There we go. That makes sense. Okay, so here's my settings. I run level 7, 2560 by 1440, 2x MSAA, level 7 settings. Here's why. About to show you. So right now I'm doing 80 FPS. Turn up a notch. Boom. Cuts it almost in half. Not worth the performance hit. It looks nice. It runs a lot better. And I even noticed it, like, not so much in raids, but I would probably go to say I still get, you know, north of 40 in most scenarios, whereas if I turned up to 8, I would be in the 30s. So it's literally still like a 30 to 50% difference in raids. So can I ever get anything other than random waste items? Seriously? It's annoying. Okay, shadows low, view distance 8, environmental. Now, do you want me to do ultra outside of that, I presume? Well, that's what I'll do. So that to there. Environmental detail 1, view distance 8, shadows on low. Go. Looks to be running about the same frame rate. That's interesting. Well, environmental detail, that makes sense. So to give you an idea of what that changes. So, and as you see, I'm running horrible frame rate. So when I turn environmental detail down, okay, it basically, what it does is all this stuff over here in the background goes away until I get closer, and then it starts to fill in, if you guys see. And obviously the detail looks horrible. Now, you guys can see out here in the distance, so I'll turn that up, and now everything starts to fill in the background a bit. But, well, I guess it doesn't look horrible. Well, look at my frame rate. Look how low it is. Now, I'm streaming. Keep that in mind. So, obviously, that has something to do with it. But, like level 7. I feel like it gives like the best mix of everything that I need. Well, I feel like I do have a tanking trinket on. My bad. Oh, I'm in Fury. That's why. Wonder why my level dropped. Yeah, that's why I kind of... and so the other reason why I run level 7 settings. So there's more than... it is, but it's more so all of the Legion zones. To give you an idea. I'm going to head back here. No, okay, nobody wants to do Mythic, so I'll go to my Priest for a little bit. Oh, my Priest is like 880 something now, by the way, just a heads up there. But, here, I'll load in. I think I'm in Dalaran or something. Nope, I'm not even in Dalaran. Here. So this is probably even worse. And if I crank this up, I mean... I don't like this at all. What, where is, you said 200% rendering? You'll have to explain that to me. Now, level 8 settings gives you a little bit of boost. And then level 7 gives you the biggest boost. Oh wow, that definitely tanked my frame rate there. So here, why not? Why not? Let's just do it all. Let's just do it all. Graphics, 10. Wow. So that frame rate. And again, I get I'm streaming, but oh, that's horrible. Game looks nice though. So let's see how much it changes when I turn all this back. Advanced. 9. Okay, use all the settings I told you. Okay. So I'll do what you're asking for. So you want that. You want that. SSAA plus K. Then you want this to there, this to there, and this to here. Go. That actually doesn't run too shabby. The environmental detail still bothers me though, because it's kind of the same, to be honest. Now, I'm trying to think what render scale does. I don't remember. I'll have to look it up at some point. Now, the big reason why I don't like to tweak settings to the level that you are. For personal gaming, I think it's a great idea. However, for what I do, it's a little bit easier. You know, I'm just going to let Suramar go. I don't want to do this again. It's a little bit easier to test just having a slider. So that's why I prefer just to set it at level 7. It seems to be the best balance of everything, and it offers pretty good performance as well, so it seems to be the best of both worlds. So, here, let me do this here. So, cancel system. That. That. And how these frame rates tank. Looks nice though. Wow. That's bad. So this is what ends up happening. So when you start raiding on Ryzen or KB Lake or whatever you're running on, the frame rates are going to drop. So the difference between level 10 and level 7 in raids is going to be the difference between like 24 to like 35 FPS. Not as big of a difference. Whereas the open world, it's a lot bigger difference. So that's kind of what you'd be looking at. Most like really intensive raids still not getting great frame rate. It doesn't matter with what you go with, the frame rate's not going to be great regardless. So Spellblade, for example, would be one of them. So, you know, don't expect great frame rates on her no matter what. If anybody says they run ultra settings, 60 FPS on Spellblade or Nightblade, whatever her name is, they're a liar. Because I've taken a KB Lake system with the GTX 1080. I've turned the settings down to like 3, and it still doesn't run good frame rate. And the GPU is sitting idling while the processor's trying to keep up with all the calculations, incoming, outgoing, etc. So, unfortunately, a lot of people love to lie about their frame rate. Anybody that says they get 60 everywhere, they're a liar. Now, that being said, I mean, I'm getting, you know, north of 100. And even at level 10 settings, it barely makes a difference. in this area. I'm still getting my max 144 FPS. So it's all about perspective and where you're at. Yes, it does. Only 2 more. What's that? Oh god, it's going to take a lot. Gonna be probably cutting this stream short pretty soon. Oh, I see. So only because I'm able to actually do this here. I went ahead and linked your video here in chat. Just a heads up, I'm watching 1080p 60 FPS. It doesn't look very good. Chances are oh wait, hold on a second. There we go. Now it adjusts. I can see better now. It took a minute. I was like, wow, that looked like crap. No offense. It did for a second. So, I don't know what your frame rates are, but it definitely looks pretty good. Looks like you're definitely getting a decently smooth... Oh, top corner. So, here, I'm going to show you guys. If you don't mind, I'm going to actually bring up your YouTube channel into this stream. Okay, so we're going to go... here. I'm going to assume he gave me permission. Nah, he didn't, but he can sue me later. It's going to take a minute for the clarity to adjust, but it will in a minute. So you guys should be... There we go. You guys should be seeing... Yes! So... Oh, I am blocking this, so I will... Hold on one second here. Move that over here. So you can see in the top corner here, he's floating in, you know, 40 to 50 range, and he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 24, 25 people, give or take. So definitely pulling really good frame rates with his settings. Are you a Holy Paladin or a Discipline Priest? You're one of the two. So, definitely good stuff. Definitely good stuff. Ryzen's doing very well. Okay. Well, we'll leave it at that. So, I did link the video, or his video, in the chat. So, if anybody wants to take a look at it, during the stream, after the stream, whichever, you're more than welcome to. There we go. Huh. I might actually get a group together here. Possibly. I mean, that's still a stretch, but I guess anything's possible. So, let's go ahead and head back to Dollar on here. Holy Paladin, yeah. I have a Disc Priest. She's like I said, mid-80s, so she's fun. I'm gonna go to whatchamacallit. Blood right, yeah. Orgrimmar. I might buy some shoulders and a couple Oblivions or whatever it's called. My shoulder game is pretty weak. We're getting some flickering on loading screens recently, I don't know why. I'll look at it later. So my first level 60 like main character was a paladin, holy paladin. And to show you how old of a holy paladin I am, rank 4 holy light, and I don't know if anybody here actually gets that or not, but if you do, congrats. I try. Definitely appreciate the words. That definitely does make me feel better. Yeah, if I'm going to... Wait. I need fire is what I need. No. Which one is... Fever. That's what it is. Yeah, I actually don't have an answer for you there either. I do need to get my haste back on. My haste has dropped a fair bit. Also, rage generation. I need to get my epic ring, my execute ring, hopefully soon. Let's see what long lines of legendaries are there. Still that guy. Plate cloth. Only because I know what an FX 6300 does, it's not good. Frame rate's not that great, unfortunately. So, yes, I do know. What's nice about WoW, though, is if you really want a computer that just plays WoW. Oh, God. Oh, that's even worse. Oh, God, I just got a message from my fiance. This is going to be interesting. It's, I get the BMW I want, and then it's, oh, hell no. Hell no, she is high. Higher than a kite. $40,000. Get the hell out. Is that a freaking... That lease actually isn't too bad, though. But I'm not paying... Yeah. That's an electric car. Get the heck out of here. I want a BMW M240i. Hex no. But yeah, if you just want to play WoW, basically get yourself like a 1050 Ti with a G4560. Although those are hard to come by, and Intel's actually increasing the pricing on it. But gentlemen, and if there's any ladies watching, I'm not going to do this Mythic tonight. I'll wait till my buddy comes on. I've been live talking to you guys for just shy of an hour. It's almost 12:30 my time, so I do want to get some sleep. I got a lot of stuff going on, but I'm going to try to get back on next couple nights. I do have a little bit of homework I need to do. I need to do actually a paper, 4-page paper, so I got to do that Sunday. But I would say maybe tomorrow night I might get some streaming in. But thank you guys for tuning in. This is Steve from PC Budget Solutions, and I'll see you guys later on down the road. And I gotta click stop stream.